So, this is me recording my first podcast. Well, my name is Hamza, and I think my brand name is gonna be HamzaConnection. But everything right now is super, super, super new for me. So right now I have no idea because I just decided based on various different feedback that I want to start putting up some content there. And I was like, what easier way than putting up a podcast? So basically today, after work, I did a mastermind call with one of my buddies called Jacob. And we're basically gonna start this podcast thing so I can start putting up some content. And I just like wanted to experience and all of that stuff and see if I could record something on my own and yeah, basically talk about it. So basically, I want to document my journey right now. And we talked about like the bigger visions for our podcast. So right now, it was more like providing values and all of that stuff. Now, you probably might be thinking, why would I listen to this guy? Barely has any subscribers or views on YouTube and all of that stuff. And that's true. And that's true. That is actually very, very, very true. Well, the fact here is, I'm not going to sit and qualify myself. I am actually just going to try and put up some good content there. And if you dig it, then you dig it. If you don't, then you don't. It's sort of like the thing that I'm trying to do is like imagine the successful people when they're achieve something huge, you never hear like the background story. You don't get to see what they did on a day-to-day basis or on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, where they weren't successful in the development. And right now, I am on my path for development. And I'm reading a ton of self-improvement books and learning and growing. And I have a goal. I want to be an entrepreneur. I have a business, which I failed and all of that stuff. I have a lot of businesses, a lot of failures. I might get into some of those things later on some other episodes, like more about me. But for now, what I want to do with this podcast thing is I want to sort of like document my journey. So this is in a way me documenting those things because it would be fun, wouldn't it be fun actually? And I'm asking myself this to go back and look at this episode of you talking about making a podcast and then having it become like a huge success. And by huge success, I mean like providing a lot of value for people. So basically, for instance, this episode, it would be like this guy has no idea what he's doing. This guy just started out a podcast, just started out recording. I'm in my kitchen right now, about to make like a salad for myself. And I'm recording this podcast thing, which just goes to show, like, you could start anything nowadays, like starting, recording it, uploading it on YouTube, like, and most people have an iPhone, and most people can sort of record themselves and put it up there. So there's like really no excuses as to why you can't get started putting out content there. And I've been lying to myself, telling myself that, oh wait, I should wait till I'm more successful. I should wait till I have like a business again and all of that stuff and earning good money. But actually, I don't know if that's what you guys want to see. I think for me, the most interesting part is I'm also doing this for myself. It's actually documenting my journey, like the way that I talk now, my thought process and all of that stuff, and seeing how that's going to change throughout the years, because that would be so fun to actually see. And also somebody who's like, oh, I'm a designer or I'm a video editor and they're afraid of putting out content. Hopefully like this, because I'm putting myself out there, hopefully this can encourage other people to sort of like do the same thing and start. And that would be actually a really good point. That's gonna be the point of this episode. But yeah, but this is just me talking raw with my own thoughts. And another thing to that, like, cause I had advice, like, I wanted to start this thing, not so much the podcast, but I wanted to do YouTube videos and other stuff. as well, like just basically putting out content. And this is my way of starting it. Like this is my way of just being like, instead of like talking about it, just actually doing it. And also, like, for instance, I could say like I'm an entrepreneur now, but before, like back in the days, I was like a entrepreneur. Like I talked about what I wanted to have, right? And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But by the end of the day, I didn't take any fucking action, man. I didn't take any fucking action. And oh, by the way, I might be cursing sometimes on the podcast. I hope that you are okay with that because I'm not going to change that. Um, Unless I get a really, really good reasons as to why, because I'm open for it. But right now, this is just my way of expressing myself. And sometimes I use those kind of words because it adds a stronger emotion to it. And yeah, that's just how it is. Just warning you guys for future listening. But as I was saying, I was like an entrepreneur. I wanted to do something, right? And I kept talking about it, kept dreaming about it, kept reading about it and stuff like that, like a lot. And it's a good thing to read. Don't get me wrong. But the point I'm trying to get here is like, if I could go back in time and I could start like, and if you can listen to this, like this background noise, it's just me trying to cook some eggs. But basically, if I could go back in time, like the number one best advice I would give to my younger self would be just get started. It really doesn't matter what, but just get started. Just get the ball rolling because so many people, and I'm talking to myself right now, actually, so many times I have just been talking, dreaming, and waiting and not taking any action. And I find myself actually doing that a lot. Like, I love reading books, and books are really, really awesome. But I actually use that as a form of procrastination because I wasn't really applying the things in the books. I was more trying to read a lot of books so I can so I can like feed my ego and tell people that I read a lot of books, just like I'm doing right now. Now, but basically, it was like feeding my ego. It was like feeding my ego, and no action was taken. So if I could go back in time, I would probably tell myself, like, just get started. And you don't need every single damn information about how you're gonna do stuff, how you're gonna get like views, how you're gonna get followers and all of that. Like right now, I'm just gonna keep it very, very, very simple. And it might not even be the most effective way of doing it. I might look back in like 3 months or so from now, or actually like 2 weeks, and figure out because somebody wrote to me like, oh wait, you're doing this podcast thing. Why not use this program for recording? And why don't you upload it here? Because that gets you more exposure and blah, blah, blah and stuff like that. And I'll be like, I had no clue. Thank you. And implement that straight ahead because there's just something powerful about just getting started. Like just getting started. That's super, super powerful. And I encourage you guys to like not wait for the things. And this is also for me as well. Like seriously, Hamza, stop waiting for the things. Just actually do it. If you want to start a podcast, then you go ahead and then you just do it. And yeah, you fail at it, but by starting, you learn by your mistakes. You learn by your mistakes. Sometimes you can get caught up in all of this, like, I gotta research stuff. I gotta do everything. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And everything has to be perfect. And I gotta know every single nitty-gritty detail about, like, how to do podcasts, how to get the best quality sound. And I found myself starting that. I was like, how can I edit my voice to sound more crisp? Because I have like, not as an amazing mic as those guys in the studios. And you know what? That's just more things to consider that's going to make me not start the podcast because then obviously I have to get the right software. I have to get the right program and all of that stuff. And that doesn't really matter because it's like, seriously, have you ever seen, oh, you've probably seen it, but some videos going viral, like crazy viral, and then and they're like recorded with like a mobile phone. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I was like, some of you guys may know like Justin Bieber and stuff like that. He got discovered from like a really, really low quality video. And Usher saw that, and I don't know like the whole story, but it started off from there. And look at him now. I was like, he got a lot of haters, but you gotta give props to the guy. He made it, man. He made a lot of success, man. He made a lot of success in terms of fame and fortune and stuff like that. I know that's not everything that there's success, but you gotta give him props. He did something with his life. Like a lot of people, like they know him. Like that's the reason why I'm talking about like Justin Bieber right now. This is like it's like my first podcast, and I already mentioning his name. I'm like, that's quite cool. Like, so just saying, you need to start something because that something might turn into something amazing. And if it didn't, you're gonna look back at your life and be like, oh, at least I started something. Because I'm guessing, like, for me, some of the worst thing would be looking back at my life and never had taken the chance to start my own business and never had done that because so many people get stuck on a 9-to-5 job. And if that's what you like, then that's cool. But if your dream is to become an entrepreneur or if you're dreaming for something else, then you should probably try somewhat to get started towards that. And I'm not saying that you should go ahead and quit your job and you should be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to work no more and stuff like that. Be practical about it, like practical shit. Like really practical shit. Like when I started my business, I was going to school, working full time, and I had like a little side hustle. And that side hustle turned into something bigger and bigger and bigger. And basically, that side hustle basically became so big that school took away time for that. And I needed my full-time job to be able to fund all the orders that I had. And I had to make a choice there. But I wasn't foolish about it. Like at so many points in my life, I was like, shit, I'm going to drop out of school. I'm going to drop out of school to start my own business. But would I drop out to start what? Like you could start a business while you're at school or while you're 9-to-5. If you really, really want to hustle, then you can do that. Like, trust me. I'm talking from like experience, bro. I'm talking from experience right now. And you can actually do it. You can actually do it. Like, there's no excuses. Just hustle. Hustle, hustle, man. You can do it. And then when that thing becomes so big, then you can actually, like, be tactical about it and then quit your job or something like that and start focusing on the business. Just, it's not like, for instance, like, right now, I want to start this podcast thing and I want to do YouTube content and I want to, like, help a lot of people change their lives and stuff like that. You can start doing it on a small scale. And then you can actually get started. So for me, it's like getting started, man. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Like it was one of the best decisions I made. Like stop talking about it and start actually doing it. And seriously, I learned so much. Even though I failed that business and it was going quite good, it's like just so many things I got from it. And I'm gonna go more in depth of the things that I learned when I had like my own business. At a really like young age. So that was actually you learn just so much. It's crazy. It's amazing, basically. It's amazing. But I want to conclude this podcast thing because I'm about to make my salad and I'm cutting some spinach and stuff like that. And I'm actually not almost done. I still need to cut up some more things, but I really need to focus when doing this task, so I can't be as focused on the podcast. So I'm gonna conclude this episode. Basically, guys, if you are out there, I would encourage you to do what I'm doing right now and just actually get started. And seriously, guys, just try and get started on a low scale. Be smart about it. Be strategic about it, and actually get going. Get going with your things. Get going with your things and be strategic about it because who knows, you might hit jackpot. And if by any means you don't hit jackpot, Then, now I'm trying to figure out something smart to tell you. I'm just joking. That's what life is all about. It's like, isn't it the pursuit of the goal? Like, that excites me. Maybe you have to find something that excites you. Maybe I'm totally wrong. And it's like, it wouldn't be so exciting chasing your dreams for you. I don't know. But for me, it's like, it's super, super exciting to chase my dreams. It's not so much for me. I want to achieve it, but it's not so much actually achieving it. It's more the journey to get there. Because, like, what's the point of life? We all end up dying in at the end, right? But the thing here is the point of life getting to the end to die? Because is that fun? Like just trying to get to the end? I'm like, it's when you watch a movie, it's the point of the movie just to reach to the end because then you can just like there's something called DVD tape nowadays. You could just go forward and then see. Like I think the point of life is actually just to enjoy like the whole thing, and then you can also enjoy when you reach the end. Like when you reach the end of this episode, or when you reach the end of the movie you're watching, or your life. Just like enjoy it while you're watching that movie. Enjoy that movie. Have fun with it. Like seriously, I'm just saying, have fun with it and enjoy this thing. Like right now, I'm enjoying making this podcast. It's freaking awesome to get my message across to you guys. And I am super happy. Like right now, I'm so inexperienced. I hope that it's actually recording. So I just checked my phone and thank God it's actually recording. I haven't been talking to no one until you like start seeing the YouTube views and then you see like, this guy has 0 views. Oh, I guess he's talking to someone because I'm listening. Oh my God. But yeah, man, yeah. What else can I say, guys? What else can I say? Just get started. I think there's a lot of value. It might be super simple. Just get started. And also the enjoying the journey part. It got a lot of philosophical in this first podcast of mine. Woo, excited to see where this thing is going. Where this thing is going. All of these things, actually, for that sake. Well, catch you later, guys. I'm going to eat my salad. Take out. Gotta work on my outro. Take care. Peace.